This is Number 2010 Sharp Eye channel. Thank you so much for joining us. We are here at Orlando Stadium. With me here, I'm with my brother here, my brother Mjafet.
Bonjour monsieur, comment ça va?
Merci beaucoup.
Ça va, ravi de te revoir, content de te revoir.
So we are here at Orlando Stadium to watch Orlando Pirates versus Polokwane City, and we know there are other games that are playing today.
Okay.
Let's analyze every game. Let's start with Orlando Pirates. But before we go there, what's your name? Where do you come from?
Okay, Uphakathi Bongani Manile.
Yeah.
Phakathi Bongani Manile. So so I'm affectionately known as Manile. Yeah. So we can never ever underestimate the value and the significance of being a participant in the MTN8 Cup competition.
Okay.
Because I think for me this tournament provides numerous opportunities, not only in terms of the 10 meter, but also a number of coaches. A number of coaches, especially the 8 coaches that are part of the MTN8. So they view this platform or a yardstick to measure the team's readiness before the start of the season. They also use this tournament to really measure the team in terms of readiness, in terms of the fitness level. And it's more than just a tournament, because remember, I think Mina still forms part of a pre-season training program, because once you're done with your pre-season, and then you have to go to the field and then apply what we have learned theoretically, as well as the practical application part of it. So for me, it's not only about the tournament, but it's about the readiness of the players going forward.
Orlando Pirates, Polokwane City, sold out affair. What can you tell us about the game?
Look, Polokwane City, they are a very competitive team. They run the whole 90 minutes. They are physical. They are a physical team. If you watch their previous game, even their game against Mamelodi Sundowns, the previous campaign on the 11th of August, they played against Mamelodi Sundowns. The MTN8. Yes, they lost 1-0 as well. But if you recall that match, they're very competitive, and they ran the whole day. So I'm hoping today we'll see the same commitment, we see the same drive, from Polokwane City, because remember, they are part of the MTN8, meaning they've done well the previous season. But for Orlando Pirates, look, last season they had a brilliant campaign. Unfortunately, their Betway Premiership title plan, it collapsed, during the course of the season, and they lost to Kaizer Chiefs Nedbank Cup, but also not forgetting their coach, the previous coach, Coach Ribeiro. Yes, he left before his contract, and so they had a couple of setbacks. But they are a team that I think they are a running team, and they pose a real threat. Plus, they are playing at home, and you must know, with Orlando Pirates, when they are playing at home, the Amafels, the 12 men, and they vibe.
It's a sold-out affair right now.
So I'm hoping that we'll see a very competitive game between the two sides, and
beautiful. And I'll share your score prediction.
Look, I'll give it to Polokwane City. I'll give you one reason. They arrived first. By 12:15, I saw the bus. They came from the hotel. By 12:15, and then by 2:01, I saw the Pirates bus coming in. So for me, it shows that these guys, even though they're an away team, but they are sending a strong message that we are ready for you.
So
So I'll give it to Polokwane City. I'll give it 1-0.
1 City.
Polokwane City 1-0.
So, hey, that's a setback. That's a surprise. Yeah, but then you are the first a person or analyst that mentioned OT Polokwane City is a win. And not the same Pirate will win.
Look, they've got a new coach. The players they still have to get used to the new coach. The coach he has to get used to the players.
Yes, yeah.
So it's a process, and for me, he's bringing in his own coaching philosophy.
Yeah.
So the reason why I'm saying Polokwane City will win, it's a continuation. They still got their previous coach.
Yeah.
They didn't make changes, unlike Pirates. I think they've signed about 9 players. If I'm not mistaken.
It's about 10, yeah. Yeah.
But so the moment you're bringing in new players, you're bringing in a new coach, then there's a shift in terms of the tactics of the game, the mindset of the players. But I'm not saying the guys who came in now, Coach AB, he's a bad coach. I listened to his interview. He speaks a lot about competency. He speaks a lot about building competency. He says the first step is to ensure that you create competency. And it starts with him as a leader and the players. So for me, that's key, because most of the coaches in the mistake that they do is that when they get into a new team, they start with coaching. But if you start with your goal and what you want to achieve with your coaching, it will result in a coaching that's more goal directed, unlike even directionless. So for me, I've listened to him, his background, his father, he went to France, I think he was about 20 years, he worked at the mine. So those values, that's why he was saying, look, he wants players who are mentally strong. He says you can be talented, but you need something way beyond your God-given talent. So for me, I think he's the guy, if you give him an opportunity, because I listened to his interview, he says he's starving, he says he's hungry, he says, look, I want to win. And Orlando Pirates, they had a 5-year plan. The past 3 years, they have won a couple of trophies. So he's saying there's no time to build. So they want to win. So the pressure is always there. He's been around. He was part of the EPL. He played in the EPL. So he's been around the block. And he's a former player as well. So he understands the dynamics, the player, the coach relationship. So for me, it's credit to the board and the management. He's not your high-profile coach. No, he's a no-name kind of like coach. But when you listen to him, you take time and then you realize, oh gosh, this guy. He's a fighter. He is from the ghettos.
Perfect. Thanks, Manelo. To our viewers at home, thank you so much for joining us. This is our 2010 Sharp Eye channel. If you haven't subscribed, just click the subscribe button and help us reach 20,000 subscribers. We are here live, reporting live at Orlando Stadium. We are only a few minutes subscribing, so please make sure that you support the channel and help us reach the milestone of 20,000 subscribers. Tonight at 6, we've got Polokwane United versus Chiefs Galaxy.
Polokwane United, when you look at those teams from the north, Limpopo, they are very strong competitive teams. They run the whole day. So TX Galaxy, they have to be careful. Even though TX Galaxy, they are a formidable side. But Polokwane, they are a team that relies more on the fighting spirit, working as a team, the camaraderie. They are fighting for each and every inch, for each and every ball. So for me, I'll give it to Polokwane, because the reason I'll give it to Polokwane, they don't play fancy stuff. They don't.
Exactly.
And also, we must understand, when it comes to cup competition, particularly in MTN8. it takes about 360 minutes for you to be crowned the MTN8 champion. 360 minutes. So meaning
4 games only.
4 games only. So meaning
10 million.
yeah. So
in the
meaning,
pocket.
yeah. So meaning there's no time for pretty football. You need three things for you to win the match.
Yeah.
I think for me, you need the 90 minutes.
Yes.
You need goals. You need the ability to defend your goals.
Teamwork, yeah.
So you have to defend your goals. So it's not about tactics and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not about the ability to defend your goals, to score goals, and win the match, and then you progress to the next phase of the competition.
This is versus Polokwane United, but what's the score?
I'd give it to Skukune 2-1.
2-1 to Polokwane.
Yeah, 2-1.
Okay, thank you so much, Pafitu. I can see Nyangena La. Thank you so much to everyone who have been with us, have joined us. Make sure that you click the subscribe button and help us reach 20,000 subscribers if you haven't subscribed. Also like and share the video. Comment also and tell us where we should improve. Tomorrow it's Stellenbosch versus Amazon. We know last season Stellenbosch went through to the finals after defeating Mamelodi Sundowns twice. It's first semi-final and second semi-final. You remember that?
No, Mamel, before, listen, Stellenbosch, if you remember, they are amongst the 3 teams the previous campaign who had a successful pre-season program, because immediately after their pre-season, they went straight to play the CAF Confed. If you look at their first six matches, including the 2 games that they beat Sundowns home and away, they scored 15 goals in the 6 matches. They conceded only once, meaning they kept 5 clean sheets, and then they conceded 1. They kept 5 clean sheets. So for me, Stellis, I think it's one of the most improved teams, and I hope that they'll continue from their previous performances. And good thing is that they still kept the same coach. And what's working for Stellis is that their youth setup, it's very productive. They don't go into the market.
Exactly.
They don't go into the market.
And they lose players every season.
They don't go into the market.
Players.
So meaning there is a structure, there are principles. So they've got their plan going forward, because you remember their 5-year plan is still in progress. Remember their 5-year plan? They said the first 3 seasons we retain our status. The first 3 seasons we retain our status. If we win a trophy, it's a bonus. They are on track. So they are on track. So for me, I want them to progress to the next phase, because just the previous campaign, they reached the Confed last 4, and I mean you can't play against AS Vita from Congo, DRC Congo, and beat those guys, because they've got this soldier military mentality. You know.
I mean,
so it's not easy for them.
They lost in the finals of the CAF Confed.
No, they played
very well.
Yeah, sharp. So I want them to progress, because they are a professional setup. Players are paid on time. There are no internal issues. There are no internal problems. You never hear any players they were paid late. Blah blah blah. No.
If they still discipline,
I'll settle for Stellis.
What was one of the next chance?
Okay. After Amazon, they're a good team. They've progressed so much. I think they reached. I think they occupied position 6. The previous season. I think for me, Arthur, he's been there, and he's one of those guys who's very knowledgeable about the game, and he's been around, and that's why I'm saying I'll give it to Stellis. It's because of their track record the previous campaign.
No, thank you so much. And also to our viewers at home, thank you so much for joining us. I can see your coming in numbers. Just make sure that you click the subscribe button and help us reach 20,000 subscribers. We're still here at Orlando Stadium, reporting live from Orlando Stadium. We're here to watch the live match, Orlando Pirates versus Polokwane City. Mamelodi Sundowns versus Richards Bay. They are the rookies of this cup. They haven't played in this cup before. They are playing against the champions, the well-oiled machine. But it's Sundowns that they don't have luck when it comes to MTN8. Let's take a look at game.
Look, you can't write off Mamelodi Sundowns. They've got a very formidable side. They've got a very strong team. It's unfortunate that when it comes to South African football, the Betway Premiership, to be specific, they don't have competition. They don't have competition.
Exactly.
But when it comes to the cup games, it's anybody's game. So it will be unfair for me to say Sundowns will just walk away and then progress to the next phase, because anything can happen. It's not a situation where you can play this game. If you lose, you get a point. It's a draw, or you win, you get 3 points. So it's a knockout competition. So anything might happen. But I'll give it to Mamelodi Sundowns. They are one of the strongest teams, and when you join Mamelodi Sundowns, their values, their principles, they talk a different language. They talk about CAF. They talk about the Betway Premiership. They talk about the Club World Cup. So winning when it comes to Sundowns is non-negotiable. So I'll give it to Mamelodi Sundowns because they've got the upper hand. They've got a very strong team, even though they don't look the same as compared to the previous maybe 3 or 4 seasons where they will just destroy teams with pure fear, not football but fear, where they will keep the ball and rotate it around and wait for the right moments, and then they're able to punish the opposition. They and also watch their games. They just don't look the same without Umshishi, because Umshishi, he makes them tick, he makes them play. He's the engine of the team. So when he's not there, Umshishi, even the previous I watched their previous match before the Club World Cup. The game against is it Pyramids?
Pyramids,
It's a game against
Pyramids. Lost the final,
at home.
Oh no, they lost away.
No,
in the second round. Then first round, I think
they drew 1-1. That game, they should have won the game.
Exactly.
I'm telling you. And it's a Polokwane, you've got how many quarters? You've got 6 quarters. The first 45 minutes, it gives you 3 quarters. The second 45 minutes, it gives you 3 quarters. 15, Yes, you've got 6 quarters in a match. It gives you 90 minutes. You get a chance to score a goal in the 54th minute. You are playing at home. Fine, you don't introduce this one. But on the 60th minute, if I'm a coach there, I introduce Umval. I play with 3 center backs. Immediately, I also introduce Obas in the central midfield. And then in the 80th minute, I bring out the left back, Mutiba. I bring in the left guy, the left back, Lunga, for height and the physicality. On the 90th minute, I'm left with 1 sub. I bring in Ushaulile and the Mutiba, the centre forward. Just to destroy, to delay because remember they added 3 minutes in that match. So for me, and they were not supposed to concede that goal anyway. I can live. I'm not a Mamelodi Sundowns. I can live with losing to Al Ahly, not against Pyramids. No. But anyway. Anyway, we are talking MTN8. So you're saying Sundowns is going to take this one. So meaning that Sundowns, Pirates, Kukune, and Stellenbosch are going to the semis. So those teams, they are very strong and they are very capable, and they bring in different characteristics. You've got you've got Skupune, you've got Polokwane, they're a physical team.
Exactly.
You've got Stellish, they're a running team. You've got Sundowns, ball position based
team,
ball position based team. So it brings that mixture, that mix. Yeah, but when you pit them against one another, it won't be a game where it's physique versus physique. So you'll have a physique versus speed, physique versus sugar. So it's a nice blend for me.
Perfect. Thank you so much, my brother. I think so. Thank you so much for joining us, and really, we really appreciate your presence here.
Abantu abafuna ukungithola wena Ncombo, you my connection, they'll just get hold of you.
Yeah.
But having said that, wena Ncombo, merci beaucoup pour l'opportunité. Merci beaucoup. Merci bien. Un grand merci. Au revoir bientôt. Au revoir, messieurs et mesdames. Merci.
Thank you so much to everyone who have been, supporting us, who have been watching us today. We are reporting live from Orlando Stadium, Orlando Pirates playing Polokwane City. So if you haven't subscribed but you're watching, please just click the subscribe button and also like the video, share the videos, and help us reach 20,000 subscribers. And to all those who have time, also go to our website www.2010sharpi.com for breaking news, and also go to our YouTube, our Facebook, 2010 Sharp Eye, and follow the page. It's also informative. You also go to our TikTok. We are also on Twitter at 2010sharpi.com. So 2010 Sharp Eye. So thank you so much to everyone who have been watching this video, who have been supporting the channel. If you haven't supported the channel, just please click the subscribe button and help us reach 20,000 subscribers. Thank you so much.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup. Okay.